here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
But welcome back to Fantasy TE. Once again, my name is Nick Masick. We've got Vital DeJuiced, and we got a special guest tonight returning to the show and filling in for Lonnie Cox, who can't be here. Jay Guy from the world famous Improv. Jay of the Palm Beach Improv, the new Dania Improv, and probably most notably also fellow member of the Dick Pick 6 Fantasy Football League, our league.
Hey, that's probably the biggest credit that I have to date, for sure.
I mean, I feel like it's certainly the most relevant to anybody who watches or listens to us, because they don't, for the most part, they don't really care what else we do outside of this, I don't think. Quick, before we get into it, thank you for being here, Jay. We got to say Lonnie can't be here tonight because his grandmother is in the hospital. So we want to just send out our best wishes to Lonnie and his grandmother and his whole family. We hope she's doing well and everything goes well there. So sorry, Lonnie can't be with us, but we hope everything's good. All right. So Jay, let's talk. Let's talk fantasy, man. Let's talk the league. Coming into this week, by the way, you're our first guest this season. Coming into this week, you were in first place in the league. Right. Do you want to talk a little bit about what's been going on, how your season's been going on for you?
Yeah, extreme strategy and basically banging off luck. That's my strategy. It's hope. Every week somebody does something amazing, and it's been working out pretty well. Got that first place status. I have a tremendous defense on my team. Usually teams put up that lowest score against me, which is, it's part of my success strategy. If I could just keep that going, I think I'll have I have some good stuff happening here the rest of the season, except for this week. So you just duplicate that, you'll be all right, man.
All right, so this week you came in 5-1. You're in first place, tied for the best record with me, which is last year when you came on the show. And I think this is your third year in the league. Is that right? Did you do it the first year that we did it? Second year. So last year was your first year. That's right. Because last year when you came on the show, I think it was like week 3 or week 4 maybe, and you had left George Kittle in for 3 weeks when he was on.
He still managed to get to the playoffs. So what does that say about our league?
You had started out 0-3 and you still managed to make the playoffs. So a far cry from last year's start. You're off to a much better start this year.
This year's last place penalty definitely has motivated me to avoid that losers bracket as much as I can.
You can't dance, Jay. You got this, dog. Come on.
That was definitely part of the strategy with the losers penalty this year. It doesn't have to get worse every year progressively, because eventually we'd be skydiving naked over the Guitar Hotel or some shit. But I do want to see a progression, because I wanted that last place penalty to really strike fear in the hearts of every league member. Because quick recap for anybody who hasn't followed since earlier when we talked about our penalty, our last place penalty is an interpretive dance alongside a Nico Bowling open mic set. 5 minutes of interpretive dance. That is not everybody knows who Nico is. He's how would you describe Nico Bowling, Jay?
He is reincarnated Mitch Hedberg.
I don't know if I made this up or someone came up with it. Meth headburn is what I heard.
That's exactly what it is. I've heard him tell me he's done meth before. I think he's done it, but he's definitely in that same. That's what I think about when I look at him.
I think that's kind of the vibe that he's going for. So yeah, to do an interpretive dance alongside him at an open mic would be just about that is, that's as low as you can get, I feel like, in comedy, maybe. So
I feel like you would be holding up a lot of the laughter in that set. Complete humbling experience. And just imagining it, dude, imagining trades that I'm going to make right now just to avoid that. It's like, who am I giving up? I got to get some heavy hitters on this team.
It really is when you do focus on what it could mean for your life in general. And it's going to be, we're going to videotape it. It's going to be put out there for everyone to see.
Way worse than a henna tattoo, bro. Way worse than a henna tattoo.
Yeah, well, and we're still doing the henna tattoo.
Imagine if like somebody extremely successful had that video out of them doing something like that.
Well,
you know, that could
I think it will only boost your career.
I don't think so.
You might go viral off of it, bro. Like, think about
Saturday Night Live. He's on Saturday Night Live and said, "Wait a minute, we got this video. Let's see this." Done. It's done. He's not canceled. I'll imagine that going on in my mind.
Those moves were offensive. Get out of here.
Have you heard it said? It's conspiracy theory. It's definitely you saying, I agree with all of this. Doing a dance to that. Synonymous. You're with that dance. That's a career buster right there, man. You gotta avoid those things. You know?
I mean,
honestly, I was gonna quit the league. I was like, you know what? I should just not do this.
I mean, no, I don't want anybody to quit the league, but that is kind of the idea. It's like, as the longer we keep this league together, theoretically, the further along everyone's comedy career goes, and also the more ridiculous the penalties could get, which are going to be performance based. So it's going to be, really it's about ratings. That's the thing. We want higher ratings for our league every year, and having the more high profile comedians doing the stupidest shit at the end of it. That's great for ratings. I'm gonna be honest. So look forward to that and more.
Exploit them. Do what you gotta do.
It's also good for the podcast too when we get to show that. But yeah, we're still doing the henna tattoo, with the temporary tattoo. We're doing that again this year between me, Vital, and Lonnie. That's just our podcast competition. So every year, one of us
close this year.
It is still pretty close. I don't know. We can't tally it up yet though from this week's scores yet, because stuff is still in play for tonight. Speaking of tonight's game, do you guys still need anything to happen tonight? Do you have any hope at all of winning? Vital, you won, right?
No, I've got I don't want to jinx it in because this happened last time, but Tyler Lockett, I'm up by like 47 points, but also Tyler Lockett, I don't know, bro. He's either 2 points or 50. Like,
yeah, you could do it. And then Jay, what about you? Do you have any hope of winning? I think you're falling to Lonnie this week of all.
I'm playing Lonnie. I think Lonnie might have a player in. I'm not sure. But this is what I need to happen. I need Gerald Everett, tight end for Seattle, to have the best game of his entire career. And I need the current running back for Seattle to have a game-ending injury and a second backup to have a phenomenal game, because that's the only running back I got left. DJ Dallas needs to be a tremendous asset to Seattle Seahawks.
DJ Dallas give you a 60 burger today. I'm predicting it.
You need like 60 from Dallas and Gerald Everett, basically, is what you're saying. That's what you're asking for. Yeah. I mean, I think we're more likely.
That's how Nick beat me like 2 weeks ago, dude. On some bullshit. Like,
all I need is, I'm also in play. I think Ryan's got me, or I've got him by 25 points, and he also has one of the Seattle running backs. He's got Rashad Penny. Nobody really knows what they're doing at running back right now because Carson is out and like somebody else is out. So it could happen, man. Dallas could score 30, I guess. It's possible. Yeah. So, so basically, if you fall off, I think I'm going to be alone at the top of the league, barring anything crazy. 6-1, alone in first place. Which 3 years in as a commissioner, I feel like I'm due. For having a good season. I've been getting beat up for like the first 2 years, and like it's embarrassing when you're the commissioner and you just keep losing to everybody. So finally having a good year. This past week was deemed or dubbed Byepocalypse week 7 by like everybody nationally, like because there were so many teams on buys this week. And in our league, because we have 14 teams and we have like an extra flex position, dude, teams are struggling to fill those. Like you said, you're starting DJ Dallas. Ryan had to start Rashad Penny at running back. Running back has just been extremely difficult to field players for, especially this past week. So Byepocalypse was pretty hard on everybody. And actually what we're seeing is it's kind of balanced out the power in the league. So there's a couple teams at the top still, like me, Jay, a couple other pretty solid. I think I forget who else is going to pull off the win. I want to say Steve is pulling off the win this week. And so there's just a handful of teams at the top. And then there's like 6 teams that are going to be either 3-4 or 4-3 that are all going to be vying for like one playoff spot, because we only let 6 teams get into the playoffs and everybody else has to fend for themselves at the bottom.
You can take a big slide too, Nick. Don't like, this is only week 7. Yeah, dude, relax. Like, you beat me by like 1 point. It's not like you're owning people, dude. Like,
listen,
you could slide.
I could definitely slide. It's definitely possible, but I've already beat Steve, and Steve's team is looking like the team to beat right now. I mean, he's putting up ridiculous numbers. So I already got a win against Steve.
I beat CT in points.
You beat Steve? No, you didn't.
In points.
No, in points this week. Yeah, but Steve's team is.
Yeah, this week I crushed Steve.
Yeah, Steve has been just destroying every week. Like his point total is way ahead of everybody else's. So there's almost no chance that he misses the playoffs with that kind of a tiebreaker. So I feel pretty good. Yeah, I know I could still slide, but man, starting off 6-1 and our playoffs start week 14. So we're like more than halfway there. We only have 13 weeks of the regular season. So I feel pretty good about my position. I'm just saying I could split the rest of the games.
A lot can happen.
Dude, I feel like you just jinxed yourself. You don't even know what you just did.
I don't believe in jinxes unless they're against Rob Callert.
You were asking for it, bro.
Dude, Rob is really butthurt that I convinced him to change his team name, and then he started losing. But realistically, he changed it to a great name. He changed his team name to Mahomie Don't Play That.
Name.
Great team.
And then I got the little dig in. Your homie let you down.
Oh yeah, no. Then you smoked him this week. But he's very upset. He's very superstitious, and he thinks I jinxed him, and he blames it all on me, which is great. I'll take all.
He's had that team name for a couple weeks now, and he's still been winning, right?
No. He's lost since he changed his team.
He's losing his style. You know, he's losing with class there.
That's how I felt. Nah, his team wasn't doing that great before. He just was getting lucky wins against bad teams before. He doesn't have like a lot of points or anything. But he was in first place, I think, and then now he's like 4-3. So he's one of those teams. All right. So we got real quick. We got a question. We got our first write-in of the night. We got Jaquafius. How do you guys feel? By the way, thank you for watching and listening to the show, Jaquafius. How do you guys feel about giving up Tyler Lockett and Kittle for Cordero Patterson? It says he has Gesicki, he's got Zach Ertz, Schultz, and Gronk. Why do you have so many tight ends? First of all, you have way too many tight ends.
It's hoarding.
His wide receivers are DK, Cup, and Terry McLaurin. Dude, you got a loaded team. Would you give up with those receivers? Would you give up Lockett and Kittle for Patterson? I think if you need a running back, yes. Vital, you've been riding Patterson hard this year.
I mean, if you really need a running back, I would say so. But I don't know, for that value, I like Cordell Patterson. I love him, but I also think he's definitely going to see some decline. I've already seen his numbers slow down, so I wouldn't make that trade unless you really need a running back. But I also think you might be able to get more value for those 2 receivers.
No, he won't.
There for a running back. You probably with Tyler. The only reason Tyler Lockett's value is declined because Russell Wilson's out right now.
Right.
And he'll be back week 9, right? They just took the pin out of his finger.
Yeah. He's coming back relatively soon. Grace says bye weeks are tough, dude. Yeah, we know. This is rough. Yeah. This past week was definitely tough. I say do it, man. If you need a running back, because Patterson has been pretty durable, aside from being productive, especially if it's PPR, man. I like it. And here's the other reason. He's got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. You got 2 wide receivers from the same team, man. Like, Yeah, deal one of them. And Kittle's been banged up, dude. You got Zach Ertz, I think, is going to be really productive in Arizona. He had a great first game. Let's see. He said, I had to pick up Dearnest. Yeah, congratulations on that, Dearnest.
That's a great pickup.
Everybody wanted to pick him up, dude. I think we had like 8 waiver claims in our league. Yeah, you had to pick up Dearnest because Montgomery and Kareem Hunt are injured. Well, as long as Kareem Hunt's injured and you got Dearnest, you're okay there. But I say make the deal, man. I think you're pretty well set up with. I think Gesicki's good. I think Ertz is good. And yeah, you're sitting on too many Seattle receivers right now. So make the trade. Go ahead, do it. You guys agree?
I disagree. I think you can get a better trade, but like I know you need a running back, but I still think you can get a better trade for that value.
Really? And you're sitting on Patterson, man. He's been so consistent.
I'm saying I feel like I've gotten the best value out of Patterson I'm gonna get. I'm really watching Atlanta slow down. I might be wrong, but I don't know. I think it's gonna average out to being a normal RB2.
Still, normal RB2 is really valuable, dude. I mean,
but how many he could get more for that? I think
it depends on your league. In our league, a normal RB2 is really valuable because of the way the roster is structured.
If you're stretched thin and there's really no one, but Tyler Lockett's that's at least the points all year, or at least 1,000, right?
Dude, so if somebody offered you that trade, Vital, you take it, right?
Yeah. I would take it the other way. I would give up Patterson for him. Yeah,
for sure.
For that.
Really? Even in our league?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
If I see a trade, I'm like, this is a great trade. This guy, I wouldn't do it. Don't do it. There's scavengers in here. There's savage guys who will take advantage of you. Don't make that trade. Don't do it.
I wouldn't know anything about taking advantage of somebody in a trade at all.
Bro, this trade, you're at least a trade molester. The way you took AJ Green from
AJ Brown. AJ Brown.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
You took AJ Brown from Stephanie, huh?
I did.
Who'd you get?
I gave her Devin Singletary. What?
Yo, get out of here, dude. That's trap. You gave her an RB3.
Horrible, bro. That's horrible.
Dude, she would have. The thing is, if she had played Singletary, she would have won the week before.
One week.
Yeah.
No, she probably. Well, she might have won a couple weeks, but
she could have got someone off waivers better than Singletary, dude. Come on.
No, definitely not. There's nobody on. Dude, Singletary's been putting up 10 a game, which in our league at running back, 10 a game consistently is hard to come by. So he's not a stud, but nobody's going to give up a stud running back in our league ever right now. Like nobody has enough running backs to be able to deal like one of their top guys. You just can't.
I'll do Cordell right now. Who wants him? I've been shopping him.
See, yeah, but you're asking way too much because you're telling this guy he's not getting enough. I know what you want. And you're not going to get it. That's the thing. So he's willing to see. Jaquavia says he's willing to give me Pittman with Patterson or Emmanuel Sanders. He says, but I need a running back. Make the deal, man. Take one of those other guys. I like Sanders and Pittman going forward. I say make the deal.
I mean, if he swings it, yeah, that's obviously just points. Yeah.
I just don't think you're going to get a better running back right now at this point in the season, man. Especially going into bye. We're in the middle of bye weeks right now, and they're going to last for a while. Like it's just I just don't think it's. Yeah, I think take Patterson. He's clearly the number one back on that team. He's going to get a lot.
I'm going to tell you, there's a reason everyone is trying to trade Patterson right now. Everyone sees the trend, and I guarantee he's probably like the most traded player in the next couple of weeks.
All right, man.
People are going to try to get value for him. It's time to cash out.
All right, well, let's talk about it, man, because I'm potentially interested. Let's talk trades this week.
When Nick's interested, I'm like, I'm out. Dude,
well, let's do it, dude. I'll shop your roster. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Let's see if you can put something good. So Jaquavia says, thank you guys. You're welcome. Thank you for watching the show, man. Thank you for being a fan. We are here every Monday night from 6 to 7, pretty much every Monday night. We'll probably do a special during Thanksgiving. Maybe we'll do a Thanksgiving special podcast, which we usually try to put together. And then we'll be with you throughout the playoffs too, doing all other fun stuff. But thanks for watching. All right, let's get to some more news. Did you guys watch any of the games this week? Did you see the Bengals You guys keep up with the
Ooh,
Bengals?
I love it. Chase is a beast, dude. We were just talking about last week, dude. Hooking up with the college QBs, dude.
That's right. We were talking about that exact thing last week. We were talking about the pairings of rookie receivers with their college quarterbacks and how it's just. So yeah, they went, dude. The Bengals. Listen to this. Coming into tonight, the Cincinnati Bengals are the #1 seed in the AFC.
That sounds crazy.
Like what? I mean, I don't ever, and I think they could potentially hold on to that spot. Remember, this year only one team gets a first round bye, so that #1 seed is like exceptionally valuable.
Means a lot.
Yeah, man. They dominated the Ravens, and the Ravens have been looking really good. So I like it. I think it's exciting stuff. The whole top of the AFC looks way different than it has been recently. The Raiders are in the #2 spot. The Titans are right up there. Who else? The Chargers, the Browns. Dude, the Browns getting a win without there's 2 starting running backs and their starting quarterback and one of their top starting receivers. And they still got a win this past Thursday. I know it seems like a long time ago because it was Thursday night. They look just like a really good football team. I think the Browns, if they can get healthy.
The top receiver that they're missing that you're talking about.
I think Beckham went out again. Yeah.
Beckham.
Yeah, he went down. I know he hasn't been really healthy for a while, but when he's in there, he's pretty much made a cast. But he's still one of those guys you can't single cover him when he's in the game. So, I mean, from a team from a fantasy standpoint, he's not very relevant. But from their team, he does have a lot of value because he changes the defenses you can play against him. Jaquavius, quick update. Thank you. Well, he's giving up Patterson because he has Chubb, Najee, and CMC on IR.
How?
Wow.
I think
there's
only
8 people in your league.
Sounds like it sounds like a shallow league. Chubb is coming back though.
That's crazy.
All those running backs, that's heaven.
We could put all 3 of our teams together and not have that many good players, I think, as he has in one team. So that's I'm curious.
Feeding off of the league, bro. Running backs, he's taking advantage.
There is definitely running backs available in that league, dude. There's like 2 people playing.
When Jaquavius is like tight end heavy, he's like, I'm going to the tight end market in this league. I
don't understand what this. Maybe it's a dynasty. I don't know. That can't be a dynasty. Yeah, I don't understand your league, man. But you got a lot of players on your team, so it's an interesting league. Let's talk more real football, though. The Titans smoked the Chiefs, dude. What's going on? I mean, I know the Titans back to back. They beat the Bills and the Chiefs, who, for Jay, all 3 of us on the podcast picked the Chiefs and Bills to be in the AFC Championship game this year. Titans just back to back knocked them off and pretty handily. What's going on with the Chiefs? Any answers?
Bro, their defense is horrible. So they're just everything is Mahomes. Mahomes can't afford to make any mistakes, and when he does, he makes several, and that's detrimental to their team, dude. If he makes mistakes, it's detrimental to their team because they have 0 defense.
Yeah. He's got to play hero ball, and nobody wins playing hero ball. Man, he got banged up too on that one play. Did you guys catch that where he took like a knee to the face? It was so bad. Well, because he was trying to make something happen. He was trying to be a superhero. He was getting tackled from behind, still trying to throw the ball. And so it wasn't even a foul. There wasn't even a flag on the play, but the other guy was coming at him from the front and ended up catching him in the head with his knee. And he just he was wobbling off the field. It was apparently he passed concussion protocol in that moment, but who knows? I'm sure he'll be reevaluated.
In that moment.
I guess you can, if you guess the right answers. I don't know what
they ask you till you say it right. You've seen the video. The coaches will just be like, oh, no, I don't understand you until you say the right thing.
I want to find out what concussion protocol actually is right now. I'm very curious. I kind of want to see. I wonder if any of us could pass concussion protocol normally.
That seems like a good. A good episode right there.
Like if you went to an open mic and you tried to put every comedian through concussion protocol, I wonder how many of them would actually pass. Like, I think it'd be less than 50%. Like, I think less than 50% could pass concussion protocol right now. I wonder what it's about though. But yeah, man, Mahomes looks bad. Chiefs are in serious jeopardy of missing the playoffs, which is crazy. You know,
dude, their last game was the first time they haven't scored a touchdown since Patrick Mahomes has been on their team.
Yeah. I mean, the $500 million man. Like, it's mind-boggling. People are like, I mean, you got so used to seeing them put up such huge numbers. Also, though, it's a good warning for future, because I would not have taken him in the first round of our fantasy draft. People, you know, like, and he's been a first rounder for a couple of years, but like the risk of taking a quarterback in the first round, I mean, yeah, he's going to give you some really good weeks, but a lot of other guys will too. Tua,
no QB is worth that. I've always said that. I've never seen a QB like, you're not scoring that much more than other QBs, even if it's more consistent. Like, you're not, like, I'd rather have a QB drop one game or two and then get him in the 6th round versus like picking up Patrick Mahomes in first round for 2 extra points every game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. And like, and you've been like streaming QBs, but also you look at our league and it's, you know, like when you're looking at the top tier running back talent that's available in the first round and how thin we are at running back. Like I just expect running backs to go flying off the board next year. I don't think anybody's going to touch a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. Assuming we keep the same format.
We got Steve Lamb and Rob Callard in our league. So.
I know. Rob's gonna do it again. That's the only reason I won, because he wanted to take Patrick Mahomes for his first round pick.
I don't know what Steve's gonna do when Tom Brady retires, though. He's the only guy he knows in football. He takes him in the first round every year, and it's been working out for him the last couple of years. But like, once Brady retires, Steve's going to have to figure his shit out, because that's all he relies on. But he won last year, man. It's hard to knock it, and he's way ahead in points this year. So I don't know if Brady's going to come back to earth anytime soon. This was a fun game to watch. Detroit, the Lions versus the Rams. I don't know if you guys saw any of this or any of the highlights. So it was a revenge game. These two teams swapped quarterbacks last year. Jared Goff for
double revenge.
Yeah. So it was double revenge. So Matt Stafford. Stafford's been on MVP trajectory potentially. He's been killing it. Lions are 0-6 coming into the game. The Lions treated it like it was the Super Bowl. They almost pulled it off. They did. So in the first half, they did an onside kick and they recovered it, which was the first time I think I've seen it all year. And then they did 2 fake punts, not 1 fake punt, but 2 fake punts. And they converted all of them, all 3 of those things. The coach before the game even came out and said, he was like, yeah, we need to steal a couple possessions. Okay. Like, he told them what the game plan was going to be, right? We're going to pull out all the stops from this crazy shit. Okay. So after they got the onside kick, right? You think, all right, maybe we should be, watch for anything else. No, they got the fake punt. After the first fake punt, you think the Rams would be like, man, maybe we should see, like, maybe they're going to try something crazy. No, second fake punt, they got it. Like, they came back and they actually almost won the game. It was because of a late interception in the end zone by Jalen Ramsey that sealed the game for the Rams, but the Lions almost came back to win it. It was a crazy game. So it was fun. It was good, exciting football. But that one threw everybody off. It was great.
It definitely tells you Detroit is hot garbage, because all the stops, they did everything they could, and then you're still like, they almost won. Hey,
the Rams are really good though. Like, I know
the Lions are, I mean, they are trash, but they are trying really hard.
Imagine being Jared Goff in that trade deal. Like, what? What's going on here? How does this benefit me at all?
That does suck. It's not even on the team thing, but having to go from California to Detroit. Like, it's like, yo, get out of here,
horrible. I gotta pay him. I got kids.
Right?
I guarantee
you,
you,
cold every day. How you expect me to practice like this?
dude, I guarantee you, he did not bring his kids with him. His kids still live in California. I promise. You. Like, we're not going Detroit. No.
That's crazy. You think his family left? They're like, no, we're not going to Detroit.
Oh, man.
They did not move to Detroit.
Goff lost his family.
Oh man, that was a pretty bad trade for him. Rams look really good though. They're having a good time with Matt Stafford. They look awesome. I can't. They're going to win a game though at some point this year. They've given a bunch of teams a good scare. So they're
what? They're 0-7 right now, right?
0-7. Yeah. Either that or they should just tank for the rest of the season. But I don't know if there's anybody at the top of the draft that's really worth tanking for. So, hey, let's talk. Speaking of quarterbacks, let's talk Deshaun Watson rumors. You guys been hearing trade rumors?
A lot of stuff about the Miami Dolphins. We'll see them.
It keeps coming up, man. It sounds like the Dolphins are serious about pursuing him. Obviously pending a whole bunch of like legal stuff. So how would you feel as a Dolphins fan, Vital? How would you feel having Watson if you gave up Tua and you got Watson? You feel good about that from a football standpoint? We're not here to discuss.
From a football standpoint, I feel better about it because I think we're going to win more games, but I don't think it's enough to like do anything in the AFC East. I don't think it puts us past the Bills. I think, like I said before, the Dolphins should focus on building up their team before they get Deshaun Watson. But I mean, they could do it. And I think because the Houston's O-line was a lot like Miami's where they let a lot of people go, but Deshaun Watson's so mobile and he's like that guy. He just throws and gets it done, dude. But that will let us win some more, but I don't think that's going to get us there, you know?
Okay. What do you think, Jay? You like the trade? You think he's...
Oh, I love the trade, dude. I feel like he's a perfect fit for Miami, who's known to just, they have a history of having disgruntled players over there. And I think it does something great for the fan base. It's for people to complain, also to watch it. So it makes it more exciting. You have people who hate him, so they root to hate for him. And then it makes it exciting to watch because especially I have him on fantasy and IR. I'm definitely waiting for him to do something. I'll definitely, if he started playing, I'm gonna offer Stephanie Wood a trade immediately for him. I could get somebody off of her team of high value.
You could probably get two.
Learning from the best.
You gotta listen. You gotta look for the weakest. You gotta feed on the weakest.
I propose that we're able to vote on trades next year because I would have vetoed that. That's why.
We're not able to do that this year.
Vetoed?
I don't think we're able to veto.
No, you guys don't have veto power, dude. This is
bro. There in most leagues, if there's a trade and it looks shady, most players can like veto it, and then if more than half, then it cancels the trade.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that is in most leagues, unless the commissioner's doing the trade. And then he pushes that thing through. There's no time.
Listen, in most leagues, they also don't have a last place penalty where you have to do an interpretive dance to a Nico bowling set. The whole point of trade vetoes is to prevent collusion. There was no collusion. Stephanie needed the trade. She needed the upset.
She didn't need that.
Dude, she was starting.
The record improved from 1-3 to now she is 1-4.
How'd you help her?
So she definitely improved.
And now she's without AJ.
She has no AJ Green.
Let me just clarify. At the time, AJ Brown was hurt with a hamstring. We didn't know exactly when he was going to be back. Devin Singletary's putting up 10 points a game. Her second best running back in the first 5 weeks was giving her like half a point. She literally lost multiple weeks because she didn't have a guy who could give her 10 as a running back. She wanted the trade just as much as I did. I'm just saying.
But just because you want it don't mean it's good for you. I'm just
That's fair.
Like that, I would have told her to hold it. If I was her, I would have like, nah.
But my point being, having a last place penalty prevents collusion. It's not like Stephanie was trying to help me win. You know, like she saw value in the trade. I saw value in the trade. I'm not going to veto anybody else's trades either, man. Like, unless I think you guys are trying to like split the pot at the end of the year, like I'm not vetoing trades because everybody is still playing to not have to do an interpretive dance at the end of the year. She's making moves based on that. So, yeah.
Defend your shady actions however you want.
It's shady. There's nothing shady about it, man.
It is.
Nothing shady. It's just, dude, that's the value of running backs in our league. That's the thing that you're just not accustomed to. All right, something else fun. Tom Brady, first quarterback ever to throw 600 touchdowns in the regular season. Yeah. So he's got, they put a statistic up last week. I read he's got more touchdown passes in his 40s than he threw in his 20s.
Jeez.
I know. It's like, it's unheard of. Now, the funny thing with the 600th touchdown was it was to Mike Evans, and Mike Evans ran over and like gave the ball to some kid in the stands. It was like, hey, yeah, like here's a football. And then they found out that was the 600th touchdown pass. So like somebody had to go run over and be like, yo, can we get that ball back? Actually, like, I don't know. They had to cut a deal with them.
No. If that kid's dad was smart, I'd be like, how much? Like,
oh, I'm sure he's getting some. Dude, you know, Tom Brady's going to give him like a house or something.
Legit, right? So legit, the ball immediately is the 600s, never before ball. It means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I automatically put a value of that thing at like $500,000 today.
Oh, yeah.
Today.
No, I don't, today.
A few years from now, it's going to be worth right. You know, millions. So this is what they gave him. This is what I read that they gave him. They gave him a signed jersey and $1,000 gift card to the Tampa Bay gift store.
Bro, they robbed this dude. They robbed him.
I know. He's gonna, as a family member of his, for sure. He'll never live it down. You know what I mean? He'll always hear about it. Like it's his wife. It's his wife. It's a dude's wife. Like you gotta understand, she can't let you live that down.
You're not a financial man. You're not a leader.
For sure.
You can't be the head of household making decisions like that.
Man.
That's horrible. This dude is he's in it forever.
I'm just kidding if this guy's out there.
No, that guy, that's true. Like that is, I mean, that's bad. That is next level. Like that's almost as bad as trading AJ Brown for Devin Singletary.
Yeah, exactly. For 10 points. 10 points. Hey, how many points did AJ Brown have this week? Like 30?
I don't know.
Devin Singletary, dude.
Who's counting at this point, you know? It's just
nothing to the bank.
He had a good week. That's all I know.
I give him 10 points. I give him 10 points a game. It's fair.
Oh man. Yeah, that's so let's get to speaking of bad players, let's get to injuries. We'll do a quick injury update. Baker Mayfield out for I don't know how long, but maybe another game or two. They're rolling with Case Keenum. Case Keenum's a good backup though. Case Keenum played well for the Browns. That's actually one of those things you need on a championship caliber team is a high quality backup quarterback. Because a lot of times, you know, even we're talking about Brady, first year they won, they ended up needing Drew Bledsoe in the playoffs. So for that run. So that was actually a really nice signing that I didn't realize happened in the offseason. The Browns also have Nick Chubb coming back. Do any of you guys have Nick Chubb? Either of you guys? No, nobody's sitting on Nick Chubb. Okay, well, he's supposedly going to be back.
You're going to try to offer a trade for him. You guys got Nick Chubb?
It's just curious. I was just curious. No, I don't think nobody's going to give up Nick Chubb. Another one, Zach Wilson got knocked out for the Jets. That's probably not fantasy relevant, but it is going to be relevant with regard to our worst quarterback picks, which we're going to get to in a couple minutes, because Zach Wilson's been on the list occasionally, and his backup is definitely going to be somebody we're going to take a look at for worst quarterback picks. Also, Malcolm Brown for the Dolphins got placed on injured reserve, which means Stephanie gets an upgrade. Myles Gaskin moves up a little bit. So good.
No thanks to you. No thanks to you.
No thanks.
Right? Good thing you predicted that injury.
I had no idea what was going to happen. Listen, you know, Zach Moss can still get hurt with Buffalo, and then all of a sudden Devin Singletary's a stud back, so it could still work out for her. Oh, and this one this just happened. Devonte Adams. You guys have Devonte Adams, either of you?
Yeah,
You do. That's right.
He's on COVID protocol, bro. I'm losing my shit.
And that's a Thursday night game against the Cardinals, that's huge from a football standpoint and from a fantasy standpoint, obviously, because that was looking like a real nice game, Packers Cardinals on Thursday night. So hopefully he clears protocol and comes back. I don't know. Have you read anything about it, Vital?
No, not yet. All I know is he's on COVID protocol, so I don't know how long that's going to take. So What does that mean? 2 weeks or a week? What is that?
It depends, man. I mean, he could clear COVID protocol tomorrow. I don't,
So as long as he fails the test, and then it's 3 days?
It might be 3. Yeah. I think it's 3 days.
He's not going to play by Thursday. Yeah, he can't play on Thursday.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Probably not. So yeah, that leads us to our waiver wire targets for this week.
Wait, Nick, do you want to trade for AJ Brown? I'll give you a Collins. He's doing 10 a game.
Yeah.
How about Cordell? Yeah. I'll tell you who I want.
Come on, bro. I need it.
I'll trade you AJ Brown for Cordero Patterson.
I'll trade you Cordell Patterson for Swift.
No, dude, I'm not giving up Swift.
Oh, look at this. Look at this shit.
What are you talking about? Why are we swap? No, you said you want something for Patterson. You think he's
I said I want something for his value. All right, let's go on the next topic. We'll
talk more about this. All right, well, let's talk waivers, because I know we're coming off Byepocalypse, but buys are still happening week 8 and players got hurt. So Salvin Ahmed, if you're in a league like ours where you really struggle with running backs, Salvin Ahmed's going to be the backup to Myles Gaskin. He's going to get a decent amount of playing time. He's probably going to put up some points. He's a guy you could throw in there on a bye week out of desperation. Not a lot else out there at running back in our league, at least. A couple wide receivers you might be able to pick up. Elijah Moore had a pretty decent game for the Jets. They used him on some running plays. I think he had like a big run play, but he's just super fast, and they're trying to get him the ball as much as possible. He's the rookie receiver for the Jets. Will Fuller's coming back off of IR, I believe, this week. So if you're sitting on him on your bench, you might be able to play him. He might be on waivers. Jalen Reagor had a good week. A lot of these guys are like number 2 receivers in okay offenses or good, or Van Jefferson, who's the number 3 receiver in a very good offense. So those are a couple guys, and Jared Cook might be an option at tight end. Coming off the bye week, people may have forgotten about him. He's somebody, he's been getting a lot of targets in that Chargers offense. If you need a tight end for a bye week, for whatever, for injuries, take a look at Jared Cook. Of course, with Adams going out, Devonte Adams going out for the Packers, if he's not playing on Thursday night, all the other Packers receivers go up. Probably especially Alan Lazard. Big body receiver. He's going to get a lot of tight end targets in the red zone. But I also think, who's their other, they have another receivers coming off of injury who might be back this week as well. Who's their number 2? Oh, Valdez-Scantling, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Oh.
If he comes back and Adams goes down, he goes way up in terms of projection.
I think Cobb's playing too, right?
Yeah, Randall Cobb's also.
That's a pickup.
He's in the mix too. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, Rodgers loves Cobb. Quarterbacks, couple guys who you might need to pick up. Carson Wentz has been playing pretty well. He's been putting up decent numbers with the Colts, and Teddy Bridgewater has got a pretty good matchup, I think, also this week. So
Trevor Lawrence is making a comeback if he's not in anyone's league.
Oh yeah. Trevor Lawrence, and he has actually played pretty well the last couple weeks before.
Mm-hmm. I picked him up in my other league now. His backup.
Okay. Yeah. So he's definitely starting to look better as a rookie rookie quarterback. We got one more write-in. James Zoo, regular friend of the podcast. James Zoo, thanks for watching as always, man. Quick question. He says, trade Henry and Calvin Ridley, for Cup and well, listen to this. Henry and Ridley for Cup and Najee Harris.
Nah. I have Najee in my other league, and I'll do anything to get Henry. Get out of here, dude. Derrick Henry's the best back in the league.
There's no way you get rid of Henry under any circumstance.
Yeah, dude, he's too good. He's throwing for TDs now, dog. They said, you're not going to give me an MVP? All right, I'm a QB now.
All right.
Yeah, don't get rid of Henry, man. What do you think, Nick?
I mean, Cooper Kupp is, man.
A receiver.
Didn't he get like 40 this week? Yeah, Cooper's really.
Cooper Kupp's been put
all week, but he's not crushing it on Derrick Henry level.
Yeah, and he's inconsistent.
The whole team.
Yeah.
He's gonna touch the ball every game. He's gonna touch the ball, and he's almost at like averaging 100 yards a game with, I want to say, at least 2 touchdowns a game. He's a monster.
Yeah, he is. He has been a monster. I agree. I say Derrick Henry, no trade. I mean, you got to get.
What do you think of Buffalo's defense? That was the game where you're just like, oh yeah, they're gonna shut him down. They're great at the run. And he ran all over.
He ran all. That was true, and I picked that too because we did a DraftKings that, and I was like, oh, they're gonna shut down Henry. He's not gonna have a.
Just and you saw that stiff arm. You're like, oh, he legit truck somebody. It's just like, that guy's in it.
I think Derrick Henry set up much better than Christian McCaffrey was. He's not like a small back. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be the number 1 running back for like a couple of years now. Like he's just too big, dude. Like
that volume of his carries is just insane, man.
Yeah.
He had 25 carries in the third quarter.
He doesn't even look like he's tired or hurt or anything. He's just a machine, bro.
Yeah, he's so durable. He's such a monster. He's got great endurance. He gets stronger throughout the. I agree. I think keep Henry. He's going to push you through the playoffs. It's a good call. All right. Let's see what else we got to talk about. Let's talk worst QBs real quick. So we do the worst QB picks every week. Worst QB of fantasy. Last week, now we're not done with this week's picks yet. I'll tell you why in a second. But so Vital picked for the worst quarterback in fantasy this past week, Davis Mills. Davis Mills has been the star. Davis Mills, the guy's been filling in for the Texans since Tyrod Taylor's been out. Davis Mills has been the all-star of worst QBs all season. Like he's been a lock for one of the worst QBs every week. Davis Mills didn't disappoint once again, put up a 1.4 in fantasy for Vital. 1.4 points.
Still not enough.
Still not, because I rolled the dice on Justin Fields, rookie quarterback for the Bears, going up against the Bucks. Justin Fields came through with a negative 2.84 fantasy points. Now, the best part about that was I was looking up because you have to like find the player to find out how many points they get. And we're doing based on our league. So I looked up, I went to quarterbacks to like see if I could find the quarterbacks just to see how many points they scored. Justin Fields was rostered in our league. So I was like, who rostered? I had to dig deeper. Brian G not only rostered Justin Fields this week, he started Justin Fields this week.
Oh man.
Didn't he have someone on bye week? He said the Byepocalypse forces your hand, bro.
But Justin Fields, man, like he's not ready to play quarterback in the NFL, especially against the Bucs defense.
I agree, but maybe you're just hoping garbage time that they're behind. I see the logic because if they're behind in the fourth quarter, all Justin Fields is going to do is throw.
Yeah, but he's not very good at throwing yet. So Brian G, loser in fantasy, me, winner in worst quarterback picks, probably. Lonnie still has tonight, though. Lonnie's got Geno Smith going tonight for Seattle. So he's got an uphill battle trying to do worse than your 1.4. Mm-hmm. I'm betting against Geno. I believe in Geno scoring at least a 2 for fantasy this week.
I don't believe in anything.
So we can't actually go ahead and make any picks yet. James Zoo, quick write in. Pick up Moss, Eli Mitchell, Carter, or Pollard. Boy, man. I like Mitchell, actually.
Eli Mitchell.
I like Mitchell for the Niners. It's Moss with the Bills, Mitchell with the Niners, Carter with the Jets, or Pollard with the Cowboys. I like Pollard, but I really like Mitchell. He's the clear number 1.
Wait, Pollard's really good there too. I don't know. That's close.
Pollard.
If anything happens to Ezekiel, bro, Pollard is going to go crazy.
Well, not even just if anything happens. They play him a lot. Anyways, Pollard gets a decent amount of snaps.
And in the beginning of the season, they were talking about him being competitive with Zeke. and putting Zeke on the back burner. But how do you put that many $1 million?
That's why they ran him, bro.
It's just like, I can't. He just looks way more explosive. His agility, the way he just cuts and he's quick. And I was just like, man, I don't know how you don't start that guy running back if you're trying to legit win.
The only thing I've heard, and I said all the same stuff you're saying in the beginning of the season. I actually had Zeke as a second or third round draft pick in fantasy. I was not looking at him in the first round because of Pollard, not because of his inability, but because of all the stuff you said about Pollard. The only thing that I've heard is that they don't quite trust Pollard's durability as a 3-down back. And Zeke is really durable. He's built, he's built to run between the tackles. So that's why you're still seeing the balance between the two of them, but Pollard's super productive. So, I don't know. I'd
say
still
Pollard or Mitchell, right?
I still give Mitchell an edge only because I think the Niners are more of a running team than the Cowboys. Cowboys
they have way more like running back roulette going on there.
Mitchell's pretty much a clear number one right now. He looks really good and they like him. But yeah, like you said, there's some guys Jermichael Hasty came in and was getting like passing down work last game. So I'd stay away from Moss or Carter. Moss is a split time, and Carter is actually just going to suffer because the Jets are going to suffer without their starting quarterback. And they're
going to end up having to throw it a lot because they're going to be behind.
Yeah.
The game script's not going to go for Carter.
Right. He's a talented rookie, but he's not going to get the opportunities right now in that offense. Let's talk about next week's worst quarterbacks. So Zach Wilson is doubtful. Mike Smith? I know everybody knows a Mike Smith. Is that really the guy? I think that might be the guy's name, the backup for the Jets who came in for Zach Wilson and played really badly. So he's definitely going to be a high draft pick. We might have no more Davis Mills in worst quarterbacks, which is really sad to say because he's been so fun to pick and watch. But I think Tyrod Taylor might be back week 8. So, but still, Tyrod Taylor may be in the mix for worst quarterback. Justin Fields, he's going against San Francisco. That's another solid pick for worst quarterback. Yep. Who else we got? Geno Smith will be going against Jacksonville. We'll see how Geno does tonight. What else do we have? Jared Goff against Philly. See, some bad quarterbacks have some kind of tasty matchups. Jared Goff could get healthy against Philly.
Yeah, I think Jared Goff's gonna scorch that. Jared Goff knows how to beat a bad team. I'll say that. Like
he's I mean, he should give Philly a run for their money. I think that could be the first win for the Lions this week.
Yeah.
Case Keenum. So here's another. This is like weak quarterbacks against weak defenses. So it's going to be tough. Case Keenum against Pittsburgh. Daniel Jones against Kansas City. Sam Darnold, who was dog shit this past week, he's going against Atlanta. So like you got bad quarterbacks against bad defenses. It's going to be tough to pick. Tua against Buffalo, even though Tua just had a great game. Buffalo defense, and Jameis Winston's also in the mix there, going against the Bucks. I don't know if there's anything else. Let's see if there's anybody else popping up here. Oh, Mahomes. It says Mahomes is questionable. So Chad Henne could be Giants defense. I'm still not taking Henne. All right. So anyway, we'll look at
it depends on it. Right now, with that Deshaun Watson rumor, he's lights out, bro. 4 touchdowns. He's lights out.
He is, man. He's trying to raise his value. You know what? The only thing he's really doing by raising his stock is saving the Dolphins some draft capital. That's all he's doing. Like they're like 2 number 1 picks. How about 2 number 1 picks? Not 3, 2, right? That's 2. You seen Tua lately? Yeah, you only get 2 number 1s with Tua. So he's only helping the Dolphins right now. All right, cool. We've been doing teasers. So right now, as of coming in this week, we're 4-0 on 4-team teasers. I don't know if you know about the teasers or doing sports betting, Jay, but we've been crushing it on our picks this year. This week, as long as the Saints don't lose by more than 8 tonight, we'll be 5-0 in our teaser picks. So it's a 4-team teaser. If you're interested in that, I can tell you about that later on. But yeah, if anybody's playing with us, you're making money. I'm undefeated.
5-0, bro, every week.
Every week we're crushing it in our teasers. So hopefully Saints come through and we'll be 5-0 for next week. And then the last thing is we go over DraftKings. So you're not playing DraftKings against us, but we pick DraftKings. We have to pick a captain every Monday night football game. So your captain in DraftKings gets 1.5 points for every regular point. And then we, pick other players too. So DraftKings captains, who would you pick tonight, Jay, if you were picking a captain? Best player in the game, most fantasy points, Saints versus Seahawks. Who you like?
Ooh. Saints versus I gotta go with Kamara, I guess.
Yeah.
He's playing still. I gotta go with Kamara.
I took Kamara. Yep. So I'm with you. I took Kamara as my captain. Vital.
Agreed. Kamara.
You took
That's
Kamara.
who you can trust, dude.
It is. Yeah, I know. I figured everybody was going to take Kamara. We'll see what Lonnie ends up doing. But yeah, so then if we all pick the same captain, it just comes down to everybody else who we pick. So sometimes it comes down to like the third string tight end versus, the kicker. But that's what keeps it interesting for DraftKings. So far right now, Lonnie is losing DraftKings though, just like last year. So he might be looking back-to-back belly tattoos. It could be my face on Lonnie's belly this next year. All right. If one can only hope. Okay, well, we're gonna get going. Last thing we like to do is promote any comedy shows we have coming up. Vital, you got anything coming up this week you want to talk about?
Not this week, but next week I'll be at Villain next Friday. Come see me.
Friday night?
I'll probably say next week too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but next Friday night, Villain Theater, Vital the Juice. Go down and check him out in Miami. I'm actually on my way up to Tin Roof tonight for a comedy show in Delray. And then this coming Friday, I've got, I'm doing a show at Gatsby's in Fort Lauderdale. And then Jay, you want to promote some of the stuff coming up at the Improvs? What do you got? You got some big
new faces this week, Wednesday at Dania and Thursday at Palm Beach.
All right. And then you got the turkey contest coming up right in November.
So coming up in November, I want to say the 18th in Palm Beach and the 10th and 11th in Dania. So if you want to sign up, you want to have fun, you want to make some money, you want to get seen by potential people to put you on some showcases, come out to that, man. It's always a good time in those contests.
And you can win a turkey too, right? Correct me if I'm
wrong.
And
you can win a turkey. Typically, so historically, back in the day, they used to give the turkey to the worst comedian. Like, got 0 laughs, and they bring them up and they hand them the turkey to go home not empty-handed. But I think a comic got their feelings hurt legitimately one time and complained to management about it. So then they reversed it. So, and I know what comic it was. I heard the story, and I will not
say his name. I want to know.
Man.
But definitely a sensitive person for sure is what I've heard. So I mean, that's hilarious.
I think, dude, if you guys were doing it that way, I might sign up and just go up and try to bomb the whole thing.
Just so you can eat.
That's what happened. The comics will go up there and intentionally try to bomb, which made it fun.
Which is also
the guy who wins who wasn't trying to bomb at all.
Oh man, that's good stuff. Well, I think you guys should consider going back to the old format because I love it.
Think for sure we should definitely have like an interpretive dance penalty at one of the make comedians come up with like their best stuff.
You gotta have that last place penalty, man, if you want people to bring their A game. It's the only way. All right. Well, thank you again. Thanks for coming on, Jay. We'll see if we can get you back on later on in the season or in the playoffs. Good luck the rest of the way. I'm still going to try to knock you out of that first spot though tonight. So.
For sure.
All right, you guys. Thanks again. And everybody who watches and listens, we are here every Monday night you can watch us live on our YouTube channel, Fantasy TE. You can watch all the episodes on our YouTube channel, and you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, Bullhorn, and probably some other ones that I can't remember right now. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Guys who wrote in, we will be back next week. Good luck with your trades. All right. We'll see you guys later. Thanks.